Just being out here on a nice summer morning when it's clear and the birds are singing, what could be better?
I think most people, when they think about nature, think about forests or lakes or oceans. So prairies don't really come to mind, even for Nebraskans. And you can start to talk about diversity and complexity and the hidden beauty of prairies that I don't think people would see if they were just driving past or even walking past. You start looking at those flowers and what's on those flowers. Oh man, there's bees, there's butterflies, there's little flies, there's beetles that are eating pollen off of those flowers.
The Platte Prairies are a patchwork of prairies totaling about a little less than 3,700 acres along the central Platte River Valley. That's critical habitat for migratory birds and migratory insects in a lot of cases. And it's also a habitat that is critically endangered. What we would lose if we lost the Platte Prairies would be the world's foremost stopover of not only sandhill cranes, but whooping cranes, all the migratory birds that come through.
To lose that would be a sin. It's just as important to Nebraska as redwood forests are to Northern California.
The biggest thing that we're struggling with on the prairies across North America is woody encroachment. So it needs that fire, it needs that grazing, it needs some form of disturbance. They need to be disturbed to be healthy.
Plains pocket-mouse is a neat little critter. It's fairly common in the sandhills. It actually has pockets in its cheeks, fur-lined external pockets. That's where it stuffs its food. We're trying to learn more about it. Put yourself as a mouse that, your eyeball is that far from the ground and try to say it's just grass, okay? I mean, you're looking at everything, forbs and space. Granted, it's not at the scale of the rainforest, okay? But it's at their scale, and it's just as impressive.
So the Platte River Prairies is a really good place for people to come do research. It gives people a place that they can come to, gain a deeper knowledge of birds or plants or butterflies or whatever it is that they might already be interested in. We have a lot of different habitat types. We have wet meadows and wetlands, and we have mesic prairies sort of in between wet and dry. We have upland sandhill prairies, all within a few miles of each other. Platte River Prairies is a place where we can try out new ideas that maybe other people wouldn't try because they're not willing to take a risk or not able to take a risk. We can experiment in ways that are helpful for others to come learn from. And when we do our restoration work, if we include a really wide mix of plants and animals, we're building a lot of resilience into those prairies. One of the great things about prairies is they have a lot of built-in resilience that actually makes me pretty optimistic about their future. Prairies need people, and really they always have. People in prairies have always been connected.
Prairie is one of the most resilient ecosystems in the world. It can take the heavy disturbance that other ecosystems can't. And in the midst of climate change, it's probably going to fare better in a lot of these natural events that are going to get worse, whether it be wildfires, heavy rains, increased flooding. The prairies are going to stand well after all those events occur. And that's if we steward them in the way that we do for the biodiversity. People should be proud being from the prairie, because you're as resilient as that prairie.